The night was cold, the sky was dark. Big metal buildings stood tall like giants made of steel. Bright lights flickered above the empty streets. People walked fast. They didn't look at each other. They didn't speak. This was Sector 9, the poor part of the city on planet Verx 7. In a small, dirty alley between two broken buildings, someone moved slowly. She was small, thin, her clothes were torn and covered in black dust. Her hands were shaking as she searched the garbage piles. Her fingers were metal. Her legs, too. She was not fully human, but her eyes, they were very human. Soft, tired, and full of pain, people passed by the alley. Some looked at her and made faces. "She's disgusting," one man said. "She's a junkbot," said another woman, covering her child's eyes. The girl didn't say anything. She kept looking through the trash, maybe for food, maybe for something to keep her warm. Then she found a small piece of bread. Old and hard, but she smiled. Her smile was broken but real. Suddenly a voice came from behind. "Why are you smiling?" the voice asked. The girl froze. She turned her head slowly. A tall man stood there. He looked human, real human, not rich but not poor either. He wore an old brown coat and had kind eyes. He looked at her, not with hate, but with curiosity. "You're not scared of me?" the girl asked in a soft, broken voice. The man didn't answer. He just walked closer. "No one talks to me," she said again. "Everyone hates me." "I don't," he replied. "What's your name?" The girl shook her head. "I don't have one. They called me 7E, that's what the collar said, but I lost the collar weeks ago." The man nodded slowly. "I remember that name," he said quietly. She looked confused. "I worked on a project. A long time ago. It was called Project 7. They made children like you." The girl stepped back. "You're lying. They all died, I remember." "They threw us away. I know," he said, his voice heavy. "I was part of that. I didn't agree with it. But I couldn't stop them. I've been looking for you for years." "Why me?" "Because you survived." The girl's eyes filled with tears. A tear rolled down her dirty cheek, leaving a clean line. "Come with me," the man said, but the girl took another step back. "No, I don't trust you. I understand," he said. He didn't move. He just slowly reached into his coat pocket and pulled out something shiny. It was a small silver necklace. It had a tag. The tag said, "A7, Human Core Test, Subject Number 12. Her hands shook as she took the tag. This was mine." He nodded. "I kept it. I believed you were alive." She looked at the necklace, then at him. She didn't know what to feel. Was this man telling the truth? Or was he going to take her back to the lab, back to the pain? But something inside her, something small, said maybe, just maybe, he means it. "I know you're scared," the man said. "But you don't belong here. You were not a mistake. You are special." "Special?" she repeated. "I eat trash." "You lived," he said. "They couldn't kill your mind." "That's not trash. That's strength." The girl looked at her metal fingers, then at his hand, waiting to help her up. Slowly, carefully. She took it. He smiled. "Let's go. I have something to show you." They started walking through the dark streets. For the first time, the girl wasn't alone. She still didn't trust him fully. But her heart, the little human part inside her, whispered, "This is the beginning." As they turned the corner, a red light blinked on a wall. A small camera followed their movement. In a dark room far away, someone watched. "Subject 7E found," the voice said. "Prepare for retrieval." The story had just begun. The cold wind moves through broken streets. Trash flies like lost feathers, neon lights blink with no care, and under the city where no one looks there is a door made of rust, and behind that door there is silence. The man walks slowly, the girl walks behind him. Her bare feet make soft metal sounds. Her eyes scan the dark walls. She feels scared, but not alone, not anymore. They enter a small room. It smells like dust and oil. A table, some old machines, a warm blanket. In the corner the girl sits on the floor. She looks around. This place, it feels safe, but not happy. She holds the silver tag tight in her hands. Her fingers trace the letters again and again. E7, Subject 12, Human Core Test. The man kneels beside her. His face is tired but gentle. He speaks like he's remembering a story from long ago. I was young when the project started. They gave us a goal: create a better child. Smarter, stronger, faster, but I wanted to do something different. The girl listens, her eyes never blink. You were part of my test. You had a real brain, a real heart, you laughed once. You had a friend? Her name was Lyra. Lyra, that name stabs something inside her, a sound, a flash, a scream and fire. She clutches her head, pain, noise, tears. The man doesn't touch her, he just waits. He knows what memory feels like. After a moment she whispers, she burned. He nods. She tried to protect you. The lab caught fire. They called it an accident, but I never believed that. The girl speaks slowly. Why did they throw me away? Because you were different. Because you survived? She doesn't understand. But a small part of her wants to believe him. He stands, walks to an old screen, presses a button, the screen flickers. Files open, pictures, test logs, videos. A young girl sits in a white room, laughing, drawing, wires in her back, but joy in her eyes. That was you. She steps closer, watches herself, that smile, that light. She had forgotten. Why did they make us? She asks. Because they feared war. They wanted children who could fight, but you were not a weapon. You were a miracle. The screen shows names E1 to E11, all marked terminated, then E12. Status: unknown. You were the last, he says, the only one who lived. She feels something rise inside her. Anger, sadness, a wish to remember more. He walks to a metal drawer, opens. It takes out a small chip. This was your memory core. I saved it before the lab burned. He places it in her hand. You can choose. Use it and remember everything, or leave it behind and stay as you are. She stares at the chip. Her fingers shake. Is she ready to know who she was or who she was meant to be? I want to remember. He nods, carefully connects the chip behind her neck. The moment it clicks, everything changes. Flashes of light. Laughter, a soft voice, singing, hands. Building blocks, then pain tubes. Doctor's screens, fire. Lyra's face, tears. She opens her eyes. Tears fall quietly. I was happy once, she says. Yes. The man replies, and you can be again. She looks around the small room. It is quiet, safe, but not enough. What now? She asks. I want to protect you, he says. But they'll come for you. They will never stop. She stands, her legs shake. But her voice is strong now. Then I won't run. They took everything from me. I want it back. Suddenly, a red light flashes in the corner, an old alarm. The man runs to the screen. A drone camera shows movement outside. Black boots, red visors. Weapons, they found us, he whispers. The girl doesn't move, her eyes glow brighter. I remember them, she says. They called me broken, but I am not broken. He looks at her. For the first time he sees not just a girl, but something more. A survivor, a fighter, a storm in small shape. They will break down the door in 60 seconds. She takes a deep breath, walks to the panel, presses her metal fingers on the wall. The lights flicker, the screens shake. Wait, how are you doing that? The man asks. I don't know, she answers, but she does somehow. She looks back at him. Let's go. Where? Somewhere they can't find us. He hesitates, but follows as they vanish into the back tunnel. The wall shuts behind them and the screen shows one last message. Subject 7E. Active. Rain falls like cold needles. The tunnel is dark. Water drips from pipes above. The girl walks. Ahead the man follows. Neither speaks. Not yet. Her hand touches the wall. The metal listens. Lights glow dimly where she steps. The path opens without a key. She does not know how she does it, but the metal answers her touch, like it remembers her, like it obeys. The tunnel ends in silence. A forgotten door half buried under dust. She stops, looks at the man. I've been here before. He nods. This was Storage Unit 3. No one came here after the fire. She opens the door. No lock, no code. It welcomes her. Inside is a small room, cold, smelling of melted plastic and old machines. Screens line the walls, burned, cracked, but one screen blinks. She walks forward. The man watches carefully. She places her palm on the glass. The screen lights up. Green code flows fast, smooth, like it's breathing again. He stares. This is impossible. That system was offline for years. She doesn't answer. Her mind feels heavy. Her heart beats louder. A voice plays. Mechanical female. Welcome back. Subject 7E. Project file. Human core experiment. Access granted. Images appear. Folders open. Names, dates, children. 11 children in white rooms connected to machines. Numbers on their arms. No names. Only labels. She clicks. A file opens. Project Goal. Merge synthetic tech with human emotion status. Unstable notes. Subject. 7E shows memory retention beyond programming warning. Too human, she steps back, too human. What did that mean? The man steps closer. He reads the lines. His face is pale. I remember this. We were ordered to delete your core, but I hid it instead. You weren't a machine. You were someone. A video file loads. She watches herself, tiny, smiling, holding hands with another girl, Lorather, laughing, drawing pictures, a sun, a house, a robot with flowers. Her eyes widen. I remember this day. Then fire smoke screams. The video cuts. She whispers, "They tried to erase me." He looks at her. They couldn't. A sound interrupts them. A beep, sharp, repeating. He checks a corner screen. Red text flashes. System breach detected. Drone incoming. He turns. We have to go, but she stays still. Her eyes locked on one folder. It glows brighter than the others. 7E. Backup consciousness. File. Lakshmi reaches out. The system hesitates. Confirm identity. She speaks. 7E. The screen unlocks. A soft sound plays. Not code, not alerts, but her own voice recorded long ago. I want to see the sky again. I want to be a real girl. She closes her eyes. The voice ends. She feels warm and angry and awake suddenly. The ceiling shakes. Dust falls. The man grabs her hand. They found us again. This time she doesn't run. She faces the wall, holds her hand out. The circuits glow. The walls vibrate. A hidden panel opens. Inside, wires, switches, power cores. She pulls one out. Hands it to him. What is this? A power core from my room. Take it. Save it. He doesn't argue. Just takes it and runs toward the back exit. She follows, but looks back once the room flickers, then turns black. They move through the tunnels. The air feels heavy. He speaks while running. You're changing. Your connection to the system, it's growing. She nods, but her mind is full. Too many pieces, too many voices. They reach a safe place, a small broken shuttle hidden under metal plates, old dead, but safe for now. He places the power core on the floor, wipes sweat from his brow. She sits silently, eyes closed. Then she speaks. The file said something about human core being unstable. He nods. It meant your emotions were too strong for their design. But that's not wrong, she says. That's human. He smiles. Yes. Silence again. She opens her eyes. I don't want to hide anymore. We don't have to, he says. But we need a plan. Suddenly her hand moves without thought, touches the core. It glows. A faint hum, a signal. Something unlocks in her brain. She hears voices, not outside, inside. Other files, other memories, children crying, doors closing, tests failing, but one voice, one message, a whisper in her mind. You're not alone. Her eyes snap open. She looks at the man. There are others. He leans forward. Where? I don't know yet. She says, but I felt them. He stands, walks to the console, opens a dusty map. Then we find them. She stands too. The wind howls outside. The night is not kind, but now she is not afraid. She is no longer just a subject. She is 17. She is awake. Asterisk. The stars move like slow sparks. The sky above the city is broken. Fires burn in far sectors. Sirens scream across metal bridges. But deep below, beneath steel and memory, a girl sits alone. Her eyes do not blink. Her hands glow faint, blue. Something inside her is waking. The man watches from a corner. He holds a tablet, the same map as before, but now new locations glow, marked by the girl's mind. She speaks in a whisper. There are signals. Some are weak, some are afraid. He listens, tries to understand, but even he cannot explain her power. She can feel the broken children, the other subjects, not with machines, but with something deeper. She stands, eyes brighter now. You called me a miracle, but I think I'm a weapon. He walks toward her. No, they made you hoping for a weapon. But you are more than what they made. She turns, points at the power core, still glowing, still humming softly. I touched that and saw them. I didn't try. It just happened. The man kneels. I studied neural links for years, but I've never seen anything like this. You don't just connect, you control. She looks down at her hands. They shake. Small sparks fall from her fingertips. I'm scared. I know, he says, but fear is part of choice. Suddenly, the shuttle shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling. The console lights flash red motion. Detected. External unit. Drone class Zeta 2. She moves without thinking, runs to the front hatch, eyes scanning the shadows. A black drone floats outside. Its camera lens spins, then locks on her. Target found. 7E active. Engage protocol 9. It fires. She lifts her hand. The blast never reaches her. It stops, frozen mid-air, energy hanging like smoke. In the wind she steps forward, voice steady. Stop. The drone drops, not falls. Drops like something pulled it down hard. It crashes. Silent. She turns to the man, breathing heavy. What was that? He stares, mouth open. I think. You didn't just block it. You controlled it? She shakes her head. No wires, no interface. I just felt it. He opens his tablet, types fast, checks readings, heart rate, signal range. This is real. You're syncing with tech remotely, not through signal, through thought. She feels heat in her chest, like power building too much. Her knees weaken. She falls. The man catches her, lays her on the bench, watches her eyes fade. You use too much. Rest. Her breath slows. She sleeps. But her mind doesn't. In her dreams, metal arms screaming, children, machines slicing memory. Then one voice, small, gentle, don't forget who you are. She wakes hours later, still tired but clear. I saw them again. Other subjects. He helps her sit. We have to go to them. She nods, but not alone. They repair the drone, its core still warm, still linked to her. She places her hand on it. Follow. The drone obeys. The man stares. You're becoming something new. She speaks low. I don't want to be a weapon, but I will not be hunted. They walk through old streets. Drone floating behind her, mind reaching forward. They find a warehouse, cold locked, but not for her. She touches the gate. It opens inside, dark, silent. Then movement. A figure steps out, small, a boy, one eye replaced by glass. He doesn't speak, he just watches her. She steps closer. Are you one of us? He nods. I am 8, the man whispers. Project 8? She kneels. We're not experiments anymore. We are alive. The boy looks down, hands shaking. They hurt me, I know, she says, but they won't again. Behind him, others appear, 5, maybe more, each different, each broken, each breathing. The man whispers, this is it, a new beginning. But before hope can grow, an explosion outside. The drone alerts military units inbound, ETA 90 seconds. The man pulls out the power core, hands it to her. You know what to do? She nods, eyes glowing, hands raised. The lights in the warehouse flicker. The children step back, watching her, afraid, amazed. She speaks loud. Strong. We are not weapons. We are not trash. We are not forgotten. She connects to the city grid, her power spreading. Machines sleeping, radars blind. Soldiers losing signal. The children stare. She looks at them, smiles. We fight now. The war has not started yet. But the storm has already arrived, and her name is 7E. Stars blink like old memories. The sky above Sector 9 no longer burns. Smoke still floats, ash still falls, but the city sleeps for now, quiet for the first time in years. Far above, a ship hums through darkness. Not fast, not slow, just drifting between planets. A girl stands inside it, one hand on the glass, eyes wide, mouth silent. Her name is still 7E, but something has changed. Not her body, not her mind, but her reason. She watches stars move. Not like machines, not like weapons, but like stories, endless stories waiting to be remembered. Behind her, children sleep, wrapped in soft fabric. No wires, no pain. The boy called 8A sits beside her. He doesn't speak much, but his eyes are no longer afraid. He trusts her, all of them. She touches the glass, closes. Her eyes, memories rise. The fire, the screams. Lara's hand pulling her is then gone forever. The man's voice plays from a small screen, a recording, his last message. If you're hearing this, it means you made it. I couldn't come with you. I stayed behind to buy time, but that's okay. You were always meant to fly, find the colony, find the others, end what they started, or change it. The screen goes dark. She does not cry. She cannot, not yet. A looks at her. What will we do now? She answers. Without turning, we finish it. The ship moves toward a quiet planet, its name hidden from old maps, but not from her mind. The signals came from there, strong, clear, painful. She remembers what the file said. Project 8 not terminated, new subjects in development. They didn't stop. They never stop. She walks to the ship's core, places her hand on the console. It responds like a heartbeat. She whispers, where are they? A map unfolds, one red circle blinks, center of the planet, deep underground. She nods. Later, the ship lands. The ground below is white, silent, no cities, no sound, only one entrance, a metal door hidden under snow. She walks toward it. The others stay behind, except Ada grabs her sleeve. You'll need help. She doesn't argue inside. Cold corridors, clean walls, no alarms, too quiet. Her mind begins to ache. Voices again, soft echoed. We failed again. Subject 9 unstable. Memory core not responding. Then one voice familiar. I told you emotion is not the flaw, it is the Answer. She steps closer to a locked chamber, eyes flash, door opens inside a child floating. Wires connected to the spine, eyes closed, skin pale. She walks forward, touches the glass. The child's eyes open, soft, lost. She whispers, "You're like me." The child doesn't speak, only breathes. A light flickers. The system recognizes her. 7E detected. Unlocking priority. Command the room, changes walls, pull back screens, awaken files, play Project 9, Soul Bridge. Attempt to transfer full consciousness, test subjects. Showing memory echo from 7E neural pattern. She backs away. Again she screams, not from pain but rage. She lifts both hands, connects to the system, feels wires, feels machines, feels their lies. She doesn't destroy, not yet. She downloads every file, every test, every number. Then she speaks to the child. "You're free now." The wires fall, the child drops. Breathes and smiles. 8A helps carry the child out. 3 more doors open, 3 more like her, like him, like them. They don't speak, they follow outside. The wind howls, the ship waits. The others rush forward, wrap blankets, share food. She doesn't smile, but her eyes hold something soft. 8A asks, "Did we stop it?" She shakes her head. "No, but we broke their silence and now we tell everyone." He looks scared. "They'll come for us again." She nods. "Let them later in the ship." She sends the files to every channel, military, civilian, black markets, hackers, everyone. The truth no longer belongs to them. It belongs to all. She sits back staring at the stars again. "Lyra, I did it." No answer, just peace and stars. Still blinking, still waiting. Asterisk. The stars are not quiet anymore. Signals move like whispers, some in fear, some in anger. Some asking if the rumors are true. The files have spread screens across the galaxy. Blink awake, people read, governments panic, hidden labs turn off their lights. But it is too late. Truth has left the cage inside, a small ship drifting between systems. A girl walks slowly, not as a machine, not as a soldier, but as someone learning how to be alive. Her name is still 7E, but now others say it too. Not with fear, but with hope. She stands before the children, the rescued ones, some still healing, some still afraid, some still silent. She doesn't lie to them. They will come again. They will try to erase us, but this time we are not hiding. Ada watches her. He has not spoken much since the planet. He holds a broken chip in his hand. It once belonged to one of the others. It still hums. She walks to him, places a hand on his shoulder. "You okay?" He nods, but his voice is quiet. "I don't want to run anymore." "You won't." Behind them a map glows, 12 red marks. 12 active facilities, still running, still creating. She speaks to the group. We shut them down. They listen, they do not cheer, but they understand later. She sits alone in the cockpit looking at a message, one word repeating. RECL. She knows what it means. The system is calling the subjects back, every old signal, every chipped memory. One by one pulling them. Ina trap, a pull, a call to forget. She sheeshes toward the screen, touches the word. Pain hits her mind like lightning. A voice enters. 7E, return for reset. You are unstable. You are not permitted to lead. She grips the chair, eyes glowing, voice steady. I am not yours. The signal breaks. The ship shakes. Ada runs in. What happened? They tried to pull me in. They're activating the recall protocol. He looks at the others. Some already holding their heads, some crying, some whispering names from their past. She rises, steps forward, stands tall. No more control, no more chains. They stare, waiting. She closes her eyes, reaches inward, feels the part they left in her, the seed, the command lock, and she burns it from the inside. A light pulses through the ship, gentle, warm. The children stop shaking. The whispers stop. The connection is broken. 8A breathes. I couldn't do that. She looks at him. You're not me, but you are strong too. They change course, head toward the largest facility, the core lab. The origin, the ship floats through defense nets. Unseen, unmarked, she learned how to hide in plain sight inside the lab. Scientists panic, guards take positions, but none of them are ready for what's coming. She lands outside the wall, walks alone, hands open, no weapons. A screen activates, a voice plays, welcome back. 7E, we are not enemies, we are your creators. She tilts her head. You created pain. You fed fear, you called it science. We gave you life? No, you gave me numbers. I found life on my own. They release machines, tall, sharp, fast. She lifts her hand, does not speak. The machines pause. Stumble, fall. She does not need to fight. She reclaims. Inside she finds a room like her first, white walls, clean floor, a Chair in the middle waiting, she sits, closes her eyes, a screen in her mind lights up, rows and rows of files, children tests, failures in one folder. Lock, she touches it, it opens inside one entry protocol, rebellion designed by someone secret, someone who believed the system would fail, a hidden key buried in her code to awaken choice, to destroy the cage. She activates it, the entire lab goes dark. Locks melt, doors open, children run, sirens scream, but she walks calm, certain Ada meets her outside. What did you do? She looks back at the burning tower. I gave it back to them, every file, every truth, every voice. He stares, then smiles. Just a little later on the ship, the stars feel closer, the silence feels kind. She stands before the others. They wait. We are not rebels, we are not broken, we are human. They do not clap. They do not shout, but they believe in that is louder than any war. The stars are quiet now, no fire, no sirens, just breath, just the soft hum of a ship moving through space. She stands at the edge of the bridge, eyes on the black sky. The children sleep behind her, each safe, each alive. Her hands no longer shake, her voice no longer hides. She is not a number, not a project, not an accident. She is 7E, and she remembers everything. A signal reaches them, faint, cracked, but clear, and known transmission from Earth. She has not heard that name in years. Earth, the place that made her, the place that forgot her. A sits beside her, his voice is steady now. They're calling us back. She nods, but says nothing. He asks, will we go? She thinks, then answers, yes, but not as subjects, not as test results, not as lost children. He leans forward, and if they try to erase us again. She closes her eyes, then we erase their silence. The ship turns direction, locked, destination set. The long road home begins inside the ship. The others wake, they gather, they ask questions. What is Earth? Who will be there? Why now? She stands before them, calm, tall, alive. She tells them the truth. It is where they built us, it is where they threw us away, but now we return with names, with memories, with strength they can't measure. One child asks, what if they are scared of us? She answers, then they are right to be. The ship nears orbit, screens flash, Earth systems recognize the craft, launch codes activate, security alerts rise, unregistered vessel detected, origin unknown, possible threat. But she speaks into the signal, my name is 7E, we are survivors, we are children of your lost machines, we are not here to destroy, we are here to be seen. For a long time, no answer, only silence, then a voice, human, old, tired. Come down, we want to understand. The ship lands quietly in a barren field, no guns, no drones, just people in uniforms and doctors in white. She steps out, not afraid, not angry, just ready. They stare, they whisper, some gasp. A woman steps forward, gray hair, sharp eyes. I was part of Project 8 Inches. I saw the files you released. 7E watches her. Do you still believe we are mistakes? The woman looks away. I don't know what I believe anymore, but I want to hear you speak. So 7E tells them all of it. The pain, the wires, the names lost, the names remembered. She speaks of Lyra, of the fire, of the children, of the dreams they still carry. The humans listen. Some ashamed, some angry, some ready to change later. Inside a quiet room, she sits at a desk, a camera before. Here a broadcast begins. This message is for everyone, for those who were used, for those who were forgotten, for those who were made in silence. I am not data. I am not a glitch. I am not your mistake. I am 7E, and I am more than human. Across Earth, across colonies, across ships, drifting through cold stars, the message spreads. Eyes open, some cry, some speak for the first time. Some break their collars and walk free. The world shifts, not fast, but true, and in that shift, she walks forward, not alone. Ada outside, the children, now laughing, learning, growing. They build a home, not a lab, not a bunker, but a real place with colors, with sound, with names on doors. One day, a child draws in the sand, a son, a girl, a robot, with flowers. She smiles, she remembers that drawing from long ago, before the fire, before the name was taken. Now it returns, and she knows she was not built to fight. She was built to feel, to choose, to protect, to lead, and now she does, because this is not the end, this is only the first chapter of the world they will write together.